Good morning, and thank you for watching the June 24th City of Janesville COVID-19 community briefing. Please note that this will be the final scheduled community briefing. My name is Tom Clippert, and I am the Planning Section Chief for the operational period. We will begin this morning by reviewing the incident objectives of the city's COVID-19 response. Safeguard the community, including our residents, businesses, and visitors, deter the spread of COVID-19 within our capabilities, provide essential services to the community, safeguard City of Janesville employees, and preserve our city service power. We'll now hear from other members of the EOC leadership team, starting with our situation leader, Maggie Dar.
Thank you, Tom, and good morning, everyone. I'm Maggie Dar, Situation Unit Leader for this event. As of yesterday, Tuesday, June 23rd, the Wisconsin Department of Health Services reported that there are 25,331 confirmed positive cases of COVID-19 in the state of Wisconsin. There are 800 confirmed positive cases in Rock County. Right now, the county is listing 591 of those as recovered. And with 14,570 total tests given in this county, that's a positive testing rate of 5.5%, which is a decrease from my last report last week. We've had 23 deaths in the county, which is an increase of 1 from my report last week. And so everyone is starting to figure out what their new normal is, what their new comfort level is with going out and resuming their lives. And so I would encourage people to visit Rock County Public Health Department's website on the Response and Recovery Hub, and then click on local businesses. They have a map, and you can search by business to see how local businesses are impacted and what precautions and requirements they have in place for patrons to their businesses. So this resource is a great resource, but it's only as good as the data that's entered in by businesses. So if you own a local business, I would encourage you to go to that site. There's a survey that you fill out to add your business, and then the county will verify that information and then post it and add it to that resource. Another shout out this week, if you're a parent of a student in any public school district in Rock County, there is a survey happening right now to give you the opportunity to give your input as they plan for the 2020 through 2021 school year. That survey is available through June 30th, so visit www.returntoschoolsurvey.org. Finally, look out at the city's website a little bit later, or you can follow all of the instructions that our public information officer, Molly Nolte, gives to get information from the city. We're going to have some announcements coming later today about recreation aquatic facilities, including Lions Beach, the splash pad at Riverside Park, and the bubbler, as well as the ice arena. So in the meantime, we're going to continue to working with all of our partners to ensure that we're responding in a coordinated fashion, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Maggie. Next up is Economic Development Director Gail Price.
Good morning, Janesville Economic Development Director Gail Price. As you've heard me continue to say, we have all of our COVID-19 recovery information at the growjanesville.com website. Click at the banner at the top, and that'll take you to our page where you can find that information. We will continue to maintain that information throughout the recovery period, which we do not know how long that'll be, so we're anticipating for an extended period of time. So again, encourage you to find that recovery information at the growjanesville.com website. The City of Janesville COVID-19 microloan program is open. Loans up to $5,000 for businesses with 20 or fewer employees. Now, you know, this is a great opportunity for a business that's been affected by COVID-19 and the pandemic, that you can have a low interest loan that basically works as good working capital, that you can pay off some other additional debt that maybe you've taken on with your business. So again, encourage business owners, contact our office. We'll be happy to help you through that application process. The Rock County Emergency Small Business Loan Fund is still open and available. That also is a good resource for countywide businesses, including Janesville. The WEDC We're All in Small Business grant program has been extended to Friday. So if you've not gotten your application in for that program, feel free to go ahead and apply, and they will be reviewing those in the coming weeks, but that has been extended till Friday. So the last couple of weeks, I've highlighted businesses that have been affected that maybe we haven't thought about. 2 weeks ago, I talked about dry cleaners. So as you're returning to work, utilize your local dry cleaner, and make sure you're looking good as you get returning to the office. Last week, I highlighted auto shops. So maybe you've put off some maintenance or you haven't had to drive. It's time for an oil change, time for a tire rotation. Go ahead and get that done and support your local auto shop. This week, for our last one, I want to highlight our hotels. And you're thinking, how can I help a local hotel because I live in town? So as an example, the grandparents haven't been to town for 3 months to see the grandkids, and they're really jonesing to see the grandkids. So why not put the grandparents up in a hotel when they come to visit? Give yourself a little break, give a little extra distance. They can sleep in. They won't wake up when the kids wake up early on Friday or Saturday morning. So it's, again, an opportunity that you might not have thought about to support a local business like a hotel. Check with your local business or your favorite businesses about what their requirements are for you to return. Many businesses are requiring masks, so just go ahead and give a call and check with them. So this is our last community briefing. I just want to give a shout out to our local businesses. The resilience to our local businesses has been extremely good, and just want to continue to support those businesses, and just remind you that we're all in this together one way or another. So we've got a long way to go with this recovery. We want to continue to support our local businesses and help them as we get through this, so that we're all here at the end, and we have all of our local businesses still operating when we get done. Again, if you got any questions, call the Economic Development Office, 608-755-3059. Thank you.
Thank you, Gail. Next up is our Public Information Officer, Molly Nolte.
Thanks, Tom. Good morning. I'm Public Information Officer Molly Nolte. With today being our last morning briefing, the best way to stay up to date on important City of Janesville news and information is by signing up for our city press releases. You can do that by going to www.ci.janesville.wi.us/email lists. Also, keep checking in often on that city website, and also follow us on Facebook and Twitter. For the foreseeable future, we will continue to update our COVID-specific page on that same city website /COVID-19. There you'll find links to local, state, and regional resources, frequently asked questions, safety information from the CDC, links to all of the economic development information that Gail Price just mentioned, and more. The city's community support hotline will be available until Tuesday, June 30th. It'll be available on weekdays, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at 608-373-6027, and after that, and for the time being, you can always call 211 24/7. Please share this information with your family, your friends, your community groups, social networks, and anyone else who may benefit. And we will keep going with our social media hashtag campaigns, One Positive Thing, Janesville Strong, and Spend Local. Thank you.
Thank you, Molly. Next up is our Finance Administrative Section Chief, Julie Parker.
Good morning. My name is Julie Parker. I'm the Finance and Administration Section Chief for this operational period. The EOC Finance and Administration Section is documenting all personnel and operating expenses related to the city's COVID-19 pandemic response for potential reimbursement from the Federal Emergency Management Agency Public Assistance Program. The FEMA program will reimburse 75% of eligible assistance expenses, while the state has agreed to reimburse 12.5% of eligible assistance expenses. The EOC response team has logged 8,282 hours to date, and we have captured expenses of $1,110,200 $236.40. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie. Next up is our safety officer, Captain John McManus.
Good morning, John McManus from the Safety Unit. Our advice has remained consistent since the beginning of this. It's remained consistent because it's what works, and it's what we need to do as a community to continue to open up and function until there is a vaccine or some other way to medically get rid of this virus. So, once again, continue to wash your hands frequently with soap and water, especially if you've been in a public place, and avoid touching your eyes, nose, or mouth with unwashed hands. If you can't get a hold of soap and water, use a hand sanitizer with at least 60% alcohol to take care of that in the moment. Continue to maintain a 6-foot distance between yourself and others in public spaces, and if you cannot maintain that distance, please wear a mask. Please wear a mask. It's what's gonna make the difference. You can see in the results in states where mask usage was not required or not done, that they are having a terrible uptick in infections. And that doesn't have to be us. It just doesn't. Find the retailers and the places you go that are requiring mask usage to protect you and their staff, and patronize them. When you go out, when you see that guy not wearing a mask, give him a wide berth. Go to the next aisle, get your shopping done, go back around until he's not there. And then tell the management of that establishment, hey, I want to shop here, but I feel uncomfortable because that guy is in here without a mask. It's how we're going to solve this. It's how we're going to exist as a community. As always, continue to wash your spaces at home and in your workplace. And I hope this is our last safety talk. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Next up is our Incident Commander, Chief Rhodes.
Good morning. That was an excellent safety message, Captain. I really appreciate that. And I'm going to reiterate some of the things you're saying. As you look at our reliable news sources in the United States, you can see that many states are spiking. This virus is not done. Janesville, we are still experiencing the spread of the virus. And the only way that this is going to be fixed is with a vaccine, or we have herd immunity. So what do we have to do going forward? I do think we can survive and thrive as a society, as a community, as Janesville Strong, if we wear our face masks, if we social distance, if we wash our hands, if we're sick and we don't go to work. And I think we can do this. Remember the two routes of this infection. It is inhalation. You wear your mask, you block it, or you decrease it significantly, or you ingest it. That means if your hands aren't clean, you touch your face, and we touch our face based on research thousands of times a day. Clean your hands, clean your touch surfaces. And I think we can get through this. I feel good about it, although, cautiously optimistic. Our current operations, as we start to watch, we stand down our operations a little bit here. We're watching for surges. We're watching for spikes. We're watching for our manufacturing facilities that have a high employee population. We're watching for vulnerable populations in our community, and we're watching our skilled care facilities. And we are prepared to do testing, to provide education, to support PPE if we can with our resources. And so we are positioned to be very aggressive, very assertive to support our community as one of the objectives that City Manager Freitag says we need to stop the spread. And so we're going to do that still. Our community hotline at the end of the month will cease. And so if you have any questions about the virus or services or help, you need medications, you need food, you need any assistance, please call Black Hawk 211. I want to thank everybody in the Emergency Operations Center for all the time that they've done. They have been pushed hard by myself, and they have flexed, and they have spent many long days, many long nights. And so they're prepared to keep doing this and in case we have to. So big-hearted thanks to all the employees of the City of Janesville who are working so hard to combat this virus. And in closing, more than ever, as I say every time when I do this brief, more than ever, please, please give each other grace. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Next up is City Manager Mark Freitag.
Thank you, Tom, and good morning, City of Janesville EOC members, City of Janesville employees, team members, and certainly to the community members that may be either listening in or watching this morning. Folks, you've heard it said, this is our last community brief. We've been doing them for the past 3 months. For the first 45 days, we did it Monday through Friday daily. Then we shifted to a 30-day period of 3 times a week, and then we finished up here in June once a week. And so effective June 30th, we won't do these community briefs anymore because I think we're normalizing our operations, certainly within the city, but as a community. We have a new operating environment, and that is an operating environment that is a pandemic that continues to exist in our communities, as our members this morning here have continued to reiterate. So COVID-19 remains in this community. Oh, by the way, we still have a declared state of emergency. We still have an incident commander. Our EOC team remains activated at level 4, where we continue to monitor the situation. And I pray that we don't see surges, spikes, or a second wave, because that means that things will be getting worse for our community. And so based upon those things that were mentioned today by team members, things that you can do to prevent the spread of COVID-19 in our community, certainly wearing a mask, washing your hands, maintaining 6 feet of social distancing, avoiding large crowds, and making sure that if you don't feel well, that you don't go out into public. Folks, I would tell you that here in the next 24 to 48 hours, we're going to be announcing some of our city facilities that will be reopening. We're doing that very, very cautiously, but we're ready to take that next step and to, again, try and find what our new normal is all about. And so I encourage you that if you're comfortable, get out, experience this new normal, find what works for you. Please don't ever put yourself in a position where you feel unsafe. Please, please, please. Think safety, do things properly, listen to these messages that have been coming from us for the past 90 plus days about how to operate safely in this COVID-19 environment that we find ourselves in. Remember to stand tall, stand firm, stand together, because we are Janesville strong.
Thank you, Mark. This has been the June 24th City of Janesville COVID-19 Community Briefing. Thank you for watching the last scheduled community briefing.